Today is our opportunity to honor Brad Harper. Today is our opportunity to place a beautiful historical marker right here in the area where Brad gave the ultimate sacrifice. This historical marker will represent what Brad meant to the community. When folks drive through Lower Buckeye and they see this beautiful historical marker, they will know that a member of the Phoenix Fire Department, a member of our family, a member of the fire service gave his life for the betterment and the protection of the community.
I would like to thank and acknowledge Phoenix Firefighters Local 493, the Phoenix Fire Department Honor Guard, the family of Brad Harper, our brothers and sisters from the Phoenix Police Department, and the community members that have come out. Brad's fellow crew members are here paying tribute during this somber occasion. Thank you to those of the community here today who came to honor a man you never met but holds a place in your heart. Together we honor and remember our fallen brother. A firefighter's calling is to save lives. Each day when we report to work, we say goodbye to our loved ones, knowing that we may be called upon to give the ultimate sacrifice. Losing one of our own is especially difficult and painful. It was 1 year ago today, May 19th, 2013, that we lost Brad in a tragic accident. Brad's crew will tell you he was quick to laugh and loved making people smile, and it was a privilege to work with him. Firefighting is a demanding job. Brad served the community well and in the finest tradition of the Phoenix Fire Department. His dedication, courage, and spirit will long be remembered. Although our hearts were broken, we were comforted by the gracious response from the community during his funeral. People lined the streets for miles. Fire trucks from Strawberry to Tucson came to support Brad's family and the Phoenix Fire Department in our darkest hour. Brad Harper was a member of our family, and he is deeply missed. That is why we are here today to unveil a historical marker near the location where Brad gave the ultimate sacrifice. Our hearts continue to go out to Brad's parents, brothers, cousins, uncle, co-workers, and friends. Brad's family will always be remembered and have the love and support of the Phoenix Fire Department. Brad Harper made us proud during the time he served, and his memory will continue to live in our hearts.
Just thinking about Bradley, the things that jump into my mind that he would want to be remembered for, first and foremost, I want you guys, and I know he would want you guys to know that he was a loving servant of Christ. That's who he was first. He was a Christian first and foremost. He would want you guys to know that. He lived his life that way. I cannot tell you how proud I am of my little cousin, who he became. Second, he was a loving husband. Lena was his world. He loved Lena with every bit of his heart. So continue to have Lena in your thoughts and prayers, please. He was a son. Bob and Cindy aren't here today. He was their firstborn. He's the best son they could want. I mean, I don't know. Those who knew him knew how amazing he was at everything. Not that he wanted to beat everybody, but he did. He was an amazing athlete. He was smarter than everybody. He was way better looking than me. He was the best brother you could be. He's got 3 little brothers. One's graduating college right now, one's graduating high school, and one's a freshman. So those 3 little boys, I want every fireman here. We need to look after those 3. They're growing up. They still have a lot of growing up to do. They're our family. They're our adopted little brothers. Next, he was a firefighter. I cannot tell you how much he loved being a firefighter. You guys, 21, he was so thrilled when he was there. He loved every one of you guys. We'd get together at family meetings, and he would just go off about the fun you guys would have. You guys would hoop, the calls he'd run. He really, really enjoyed working for you guys. So take that as a compliment. He loved you guys. Lastly, what I would love everybody to remember about Bradley is he had a scripture tattooed on his back. Well, he had a piece of a scripture. It just said, "Saved by grace through faith." So Bradley's life boils down to this, guys. He had Ephesians 2:8 and 9. It was, "For as by grace you have been saved through faith. It is not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." So if anything, please remember that about Bradley. Thank you all for coming.
We hope and pray that the community will remember those beautiful words as they drive by and see this historical marker in remembrance of Brad. I have a poem that I feel is fitting for today's occasion. It's written by Theodore Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doers of deed could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcomings, who knows the great devotion, who spends himself in a worth cause, who at best knows in the end the high achievement of triumph, and who at worst, if he fails while daring greatly, knows his place shall never be with those timid and cold souls who know neither victory nor defeat.